I want to welcome everyone back to Driver the Wedge, a media platform created to enhance and grow the culture of golf. Because golf is not just a game, it's a way of life. Today, who we have taken a walk up the fairway with us is Capital District's finest, Mr. Glen Barker. Glenn, how you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing really well, man. Just happy to have you join us. Had a pleasure meeting you, interacting with you, getting out on the course, and I just thought it would be such an honor to have you on our platform. As you know, Driver to Wedge is a social media platform that's created to enhance and grow the game of golf. And with someone, as I recently learned, with your background, I thought you would make a perfect person to bring on, introduce you to some, and for others for the first time, who may know you even more intimately, become more reacquainted with yourself. So, Glenn, tell us a little bit about yourself, big fella.
Let's see. Born and raised in Albany. Grew up there. Went to Albany High. Graduated there. Stayed in right in the area. Went to College of St. Rose, and from there I played baseball growing up. Played football. Did all the sports, but fortunately I decided to stay with baseball and, played it through high school, college, ended up getting drafted, went through the minor leagues, and then ended up making it to the big leagues.
Oh, man, congratulations, big fella. So we got a pro baseball player with us, people.
X.
X. Okay. Hey, you know what it reminds me of? I have a friend that's an attorney and one that's a doctor, and they always say that they're retired. And I tell them, you're not necessarily really retired. You just don't bill for services because people still ask you questions and still want to know. So you're a Major League Baseball player. I'm pretty sure there's some people, some parents who you grew up with, who kids are playing where they calling you trying to steal some information and insight from you.
Yeah, but technically you're retired because your body just can't do it no more.
Oh, okay. All right. So how long did you?
You got the knowledge, but the body don't work.
The body don't work no more. So how long did you play in the majors, and in what teams?
3 years in the big leagues. Total of 11 years professional.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I was drafted by the Tigers. Spent a good portion of my year in the minor leagues for the Tigers. Then got moved 5 to Houston. I spent 3 years in the big league in Houston, and then after that, I spent some time with different organizations.
Okay, so let me ask you, how did you get into the game of golf, and what was your introduction?
So I got into golf because after I retired, growing up, I knew nothing, zero. I didn't even know golf existed. So it wasn't until minor league guys were actually playing golf. Okay. Players playing golf. Didn't get it.
Then hold on, if you can you move up a little bit towards your mic a little bit because you're going in and out a little bit.
Oh, sorry, it might have been my finger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so growing up, I didn't get the game. I didn't understand it because I never had any experience with it. Mm-hmm. So I didn't understand why guys would get up and go play golf early, watch golf on TV. And then it wasn't until I actually retired playing that I actually picked the game up. And the only reason I picked the game up is because I've been doing something competitive my whole life. Okay. So I was like, all right, I need to do something. So at this point, I was playing basketball with Luther, and I was playing flag football. And then one night when I was playing basketball, one guy stomped on both my Achilles. And I was like, I don't feel like blowing the Achilles out. So I stopped playing that. And then with flag football, all my buddies were blowing out knees. So I was like,
I don't want to do that neither.
I don't want to blow out a knee either. So it was my older cousin came to me one day and was like, yo, me and my boy, we're going to play golf Saturday. You want to come? And I was like, golf. Like, nah, I'm good. He was like, nah, just come. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time, whatever. So I went that Saturday, couldn't hit an iron to save my life.
Got you.
I rolled everything, but every now and then I got a hold to a driver. I was like, oh, okay, it's cool. So I didn't really think much of it. And then the following week, because it said, hey, we're going Saturday again. You want to go? I said, yeah, I'll go. So we went that Saturday. And then while we were playing, they said, hey, let's play tomorrow. So, which was Sunday. I was like, all right, I'll play. And then after that Sunday, that was it. I was hooked. I went to Dick's and bought like a box set of clubs. And that's how I got started.
Hey, I have that same story in terms of going to Dick's and getting a box set and Nike everything, looking like a bear in the woods, not Tiger Woods, but
not Tiger Woods, Tiger Bushes.
Yep. Okay. So how has the game benefited you? And some of the places where the game is taking you. I'm talking about just golf, not any other professional capacity, just in terms of golf orientated activities, events, and destinations.
Well, I just believe it's something that, you know, golf is a sport that you can compete at for the longest time. You know, you can do it a long time, and it's always changing. So it's hard to master this game. You think you got it one day, next day, boom, it's not there. So I think it's just that competitive aspect. You know, you're always trying to best your best score, or, you know, even if you get, you know, with your partners or something like that, you guys start talking a little trash, and then now you get little bragging rights and stuff like that. But for me, it was just always trying to get better and see how good I can get. I always find it funny when I have friends or something like that I don't know. I'm different because I want to be the best I can be. So I kind of work on my game and practice and try and change stuff to get better. And then I see other people, you know, they brag about, oh, I beat this guy, and then they're shooting 110, and they beat a guy with a 108. And in my mind, and they've been playing a long time. It's not like they're beginners, but they never change anything. They're just worried about getting that win against their friend. And I'm like, you'll never get better. And they're bragging about beating somebody, and they shot a 108, and I'm thinking, yeah, both trash.
like after 20 years, if I'm still shooting a 108,
yeah,
you thinking I'll go do something else.
Yeah, I mean, but not even that, but I understand it. If you just go out there and enjoy it, have a good time, and that's all you're trying to do, whatever, I'm fine with that. But the thing that gets me is, like, they're out there bragging about how they beat this person or whatever. Yeah. That's the part that I find funny. Like, dude, you shot a 108.
Now, do you think that because of your grind and your commitment to playing professional sports at a high level, and always being wired to compete, because not only you competing against another person, but you competing for a spot for your livelihood, do you think that spilled over into your golf quest to do well? Because you weren't playing professionally, we just playing recreationally, but do you think that fire still burns as a way of a byproduct of how you've been hardwired?
I would assume it has something to do with it, just because, when you do something, just in my mind, when I do something, I want to try and be as good as I can at it.
Okay.
Whether that's baseball, whether that's, school or whatever I was doing, it's something that the way my parents, they instilled that in me, right? Don't matter what you do your best at it and be your best. And, because I know other retired, like, athletes that play pro ball that don't have that same drive for golf, but they play golf and they enjoy it, but they don't, they don't try to get better and better. They're just, like, happy being out there. So.
Okay. All right. What is some of the best courses you've played?
Fortunately, before I retired my other jobs, I was able to play all over the world. So,
okay, give us a few.
Okay, best courses. I played a couple Trump courses, which are very nice. I played the TPC Scottsdale, where they play the waste management.
Waste management. Okay, yep.
And I've played a bunch of courses overseas. I played a few in China,
Mm.
Thailand, Japan, Australia. So I mean, I don't know if many people would know the names of it, but there's like a section in China. It's called Mission Hills, and it has like 10 courses designed by like 10 pro golfers and stuff like that. So there's like
Okay.
an Ernie Els course, and there's like an Annika course. They
Mm.
all design different courses. So I've been fortunate to, get invites to places like that and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I didn't play when I was playing professional because I could have went to any course I wanted to then,
Wow. Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
wasn't. I wasn't a golfer then, so I missed out
Okay.
on those courses.
All right. So let me ask you now. So you did. So you do subscribe to being bit by the golf bug,
Oh,
and
I'm
what
addicted. No other.
and what did that look like for you, where you can quantitatively say, you know what, I knew I was bit when I was finish the.
When I was thinking about it every day, all day. When I was trying to play every day, all day.
Every day, leaving work early and going to work late, huh?
Not leaving work early, but like, so when I used to scout and coach, so most of the time the games are at night, or so I'd wake up at 6 a.m,
Mhm.
make sure I get my golf in, then go to the field at like noon or 12 or 1 or whatever, and then spend the whole day there to like 11 or whatever, and then do the next thing, the same thing the next day.
Okay. Can you share both a profound and funny event that has happened to you on the golf course, or that you witnessed on the golf course?
That I witnessed?
Yeah, or was a part of. Profound and or funny.
Profound. There's a bunch of funny things.
Okay.
But I don't know what.
I had you know Keith Danzy?
Yes.
I had Keith on, right? Interviewed him, and he was telling us a story about he played in a foursome downstate for like law enforcement, one of the law enforcement, and before they even teed up the first shot, the person he was playing with said, "Oh, we already got our score. We won already." he said they wrote down. They wrote their scorecard. They filled out their scorecard before they even hit one shot. He said, and then we get afterwards the award dinner thing, and they call us up as the winner.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a good one. I see some now going on these stories, and people are shooting like 46s. I'm like, that's not even possible.
Yeah.
But actually, there was one funny story, and funny you bring him up. It did include Keith Danzy.
Oh, okay.
At Capitol Hills.
Okay.
It was Keith, Luther,
Okay,
myself, and a guy named Jeff. And Jeff was hilarious because he just. So, one hole, Keith takes the ball. I think it was like 17 on Capitol Hills. And he hits the ball and it goes behind him. And then we start saying he's doing trick shots. And then Jeff gets up there and he just like duck hooks the ball like into the woods. And he says something. He's like, "Hey man, you can't be moving in my backswing." He wasn't even moving. He was like, "What?" It's just like crazy stuff like that.
Oh man. All right. So let me ask you. Any advice or recommendation you'll give to a new golfer?
Take lessons.
Take lessons. A lot of people.
Because what happens is we all do it. We get out here and we just start swinging. We start seeing things on YouTube and all this stuff. And unfortunately, all we're doing is ingraining bad habits. And it takes a long time to get out of bad habits.
Okay, now with that being said, I take it when you first started playing, you didn't take lessons.
No.
Are you? So I can deduce that you are a proponent to lessons now. Do you actively take lessons, or see anyone with regards to?
I've taken
Because your game is tight.
Sporadic lessons.
Okay.
I was fortunate enough because I played baseball.
Okay.
So when I first started, at least I had concept of how to move my body, rotational, swing, how to use my lower half, stuff like that, and I equated a lot of it to the baseball swing.
Okay.
People always make this comment when you play with like guys that have played baseball, little league or high school or whatever. They go, "Oh, my golf swing's not good because I have a baseball swing," and I always think to myself, "No, then you probably had a bad baseball swing." Because the golf swing is so similar to the baseball swing. It's just on a different plane.
Yes.
And then the only difference is the way your hand. You have to learn how to use this hand.
Okay.
Hand's different because baseball you're always taught a certain way to keep palm up, palm down. But if you do that in the golf swing, it's a slice. That's why when you see a lot of baseball players first start, they slice a lot because they're so used to having palm up, palm down. You just got to learn to rotate your hands a little faster, and then and it's just like baseball. You got to stay inside the ball. If you get outside the ball, then you don't hit the ball well. If you get outside the ball in golf, it's basically over the top. So it's the same concept.
Okay. All right, man. You may have to you may need to do a tutorial for all baseball players because I've heard that said a lot that from different people who play baseball, whether it be baseball, softball, at some level, they see it as a handicap for themselves. But from what I'm able to get from you is that not really. It actually can be an asset.
Yeah, there's one other thing that baseball, like a lot of baseball players do when they start, they get the flying elbow.
Okay.
But even with that, if you learn how to just drop it down, you're fine.
Got you.
It's just like a swing. If you drop it down when you don't in a baseball swing, you never keep your elbow up like this anyway. You always drop it down like that.
Got you.
So it's the same thing.
All right. So one thing you know now about golf that you wish you knew years ago.
That I could play it.
That you could play?
I wish I knew that I was able to play when I was younger.
Oh, you wish you were able to play. I always say, for us inner city kids, there's no golf courses on Martin Luther King Boulevard, you know?
And there's, they're not that far away, but if you never venture there, you never see them.
That's 100. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
When growing up, all we knew was football, basketball, baseball.
And and what's ironic is, I think other than hockey, golf is the one sport that every time you play, you pay. But baseball is. Keep you there? I mean, Glenn, you there?
Yeah, hold on. Sorry.
Okay. Baseball, from a little league level and all the way up through the ranks, is an expensive sport as well.
It is.
I mean, it's extremely expensive. And I guess that's why the numbers are, in terms of inner city kids or minority kids playing it, is probably decreased a lot. I've been seeing a lot of publications and a lot of news sources talking about baseball participation for minorities and the city kids, especially in the United States.
I think it's geographic also.
Okay.
Because if you go to somewhere like Atlanta, like Georgia area, they have a lot of minorities playing.
Okay.
But also, where do we see all of the minorities? What sports?
Basketball, football.
Basketball, football. So
basketball, football.
If you're a minority looking up to somebody, what are they playing?
Basketball and football.
And how easy is it for you to play basketball?
It's free. When you got a basketball, you can go to any park, you can go anywhere and play anytime you want.
And how easy is it for you to improve in basketball by yourself? It's a lot easier. I mean, like learning how to dribble. You can sit and dribble all day. Learn to get handles. You can go and shoot all day long.
That's true.
By yourself. With baseball, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's hard, like, to swing it. To swing. Yeah, of course, like you can have a jump shot and you can do some wrong stuff, but there's a chance you can develop. Like, look at some people that now. Look how if somebody ever said shoot like Steph Curry,
Mm-hmm.
you were like, that's the worst form shooting. You know, he doesn't shoot traditional.
Yeah.
But he learned how to make it go in the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Sean Marion. When you watch Sean Marion shoot back,
That's true.
he was just like,
Just pushing it. Yeah.
But it would go in.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why I even tell people with golf, don't try. Sometimes you can't try and make your swing look pretty.
Mm-hmm. Just let it be effective.
Let it be effective.
Okay.
That's why, like Luther, if you ever see Luther play, he has like a loop in his swing.
Yes, he does. Yep.
And we get people all the time when we play, oh, you got a little loop. But he's steadily out there shooting 73, 72, 75, just
like he rolled out of bed.
Then maybe you should get a loop in your swing.
And he ain't trying to change it or nothing because it's what worked for him.
He's tried to change it.
Mm-hmm.
And then his swing, he doesn't play well. And I told him, don't try and change it.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's your favorite club? And what is your go-to club when you really either have to get in and play or you just gotta position yourself to score?
My favorite club?
Yes.
I would say probably my 60 degree.
Oh, your wedge.
Yeah. Because around the green, it saves me.
Okay.
So I can, with a 60 or 58, depending on what I have in the bag at that time, I can play a lot of different shots. I can hit it high, I can hit it low, I can spin in, and that saves me because, you know, we're not good enough to hit all the greens or whatever, or have to tip out or whatever. So I use that a lot. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, I use that and I'll have a tap in.
Gotcha.
Say par or something like that.
Okay. All right. So listen, but let me ask you before we go into rapid fire. Anything that you want to talk about as far as organizations or any community work that you're doing or participating in, or any events that you support that you want to bring attention to in terms of utilizing this platform to get some eyeballs to it to the best of our ability?
Nah, I don't have anything at this time, brother.
Okay, no problem. All right, so now I got a segment called Rapid Fire. And in Rapid Fire, what we do is I ask you a question and give you two options, and you have to choose one or the other.
Okay.
And in choosing one or the other, I may ask you, I'm going to say I'm pressing play. So that means expand upon why did you answer that and why did you choose that, okay?
Gotcha.
All right, so here we go. Of course, the name of the podcast is called Driver to Wedge. So I'm going to say driver or wedge.
I said my wedge is my favorite club, but I love bombing a driver.
Okay, so you choosing driver?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ride or walk?
Used to walk, but now I ride because I got bad Achilles.
Okay. All right. Practice or play?
Play and practice why I play.
I'm pressing play.
So a lot of times I'd rather be on the course because you got to hit shots on the course. On the range, you're just banging balls.
Okay.
But there are a lot of times that I'll go out and I'm not worried about a score. I'm trying to practice shots.
Okay.
See, most people worry about a score all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if they hit a bad shot, or even if they're working on changing something in their swing, then they're like, oh, that's a bad shot. I know I can do this if I use my old swing. And then they go back to their old swing and they never get better.
Got you. Okay.
They continue the same thing where I'll go out there and try some different shots or try a different swing thought. And that's, even though I'm on the course playing, I'm practicing also.
Okay. Just on the tangent a little bit, Glenn, let me ask you this. At what point or when did you know you were good at golf? Like what were you doing, or how were you playing, or what were you achieving or accomplishing that was your benchmark or your high water mark to be able to say, okay, I'm pretty good?
Never really thought that. I mean, people start saying, "Oh, you're pretty good,"
Mm-hmm.
and to me, my benchmark is getting a scratch.
Okay. Okay.
So I consider myself pretty good if I get the scratch. I got to 0.6 a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just, and it happened. It happened. I played well. I went out to Arizona to visit Luther, and I was playing real well out there. Shot my best couple rounds,
Mm-hmm.
of my life and stuff like that. So it got me down to basically scratch. But then I went back up.
Okay. All right. What would you take? A consistent drive. Now I'm gonna say consistent drive. I mean, like, in the 18 holes of golf, where you hit the driver probably 14 of the holes, you 285. Well, you 290, 300, or would you take the ability to make every 10 to 15 foot putt?
I'm gonna take the putts.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna take the putts. Because like I said, I could chip and save some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the putts.
All right. Do you bring food or snacks, or do you purchase them at the course?
Bring my own.
Okay. Shorts or pants?
Majority pants, but shorts off. But
Okay.
majority pants.
What is your dream foursome?
Never really thought of it. Let's see. Gotta put Tiger in there.
Okay.
Fortunately, my dad doesn't play. I wish my dad played golf.
He can still be in your dream foursome. Like, remember, it's your dream foursome. So he'll just go out for a round on that particular day.
I would say, he wouldn't die. I would say Tiger and my two sons.
Okay, and yourself. All right. As it relates to the game of golf, a dominant player or a competitive field?
I'd take the dominant player like Tiger.
Oh, press and play.
It's impressive to watch somebody of that kind of force work, do what they do. Like right now, it's kind of shifting. We always go through these little ebbs and flows, but now it's shifting to Scotty Scheffler.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never really been a Scheffler fan for some reason. I don't know why, but the way he's playing and dominating right now is kind of like, okay, I gotta watch him a little bit.
Gotta watch him a little bit more. It's kind of impressive.
If it's just like, competitive field, it's like, this guy can win, this guy can win. It's like, who do you root for and stuff like that. But I guess just because when I got into golf, it was that Tiger era where he was dominating, and it was like, see some of the stuff he did, it was just, wow.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you, do you think Tiger win another tournament?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Just because he's not able to play enough turn. It seems like he's only showing up for basically the 4 majors and maybe his tournaments that he hosts. And I think he might have a chance if he could take a cart.
I always say there's only one tournament Tiger can win, and that's at Augusta, because it's the one tournament that never moves. It's at the same place, and he knows that course like he knows his living room.
He could get hot, but then also, like I said, if it could be, he's doing great for 3 days, and then that leg or the ankle or whatever could act up, and then if he took a cart, I think he would have a chance.
Okay, and he
said I can tell you a funny Tiger Woods story.
Oh, come on, girl, come on.
This isn't finish your Q&A first, though, if you want.
All right, okay, all right. Now, this to compare the two sports. Now, this is a World Series victory or a professional tournament victory.
Oh, okay, World Series all day.
Okay, all right. A Grand Slam or a hole in one?
Well, being I got Grand Slams, I got to say a hole in one.
Have you ever gotten one?
No.
With your ball striking?
I have everything in golf except the hole in one. I have the hardest thing people say, which I think is a hole in one because I don't have one, but an albatross.
Wow. So on the par 5, you got there in 2. Made it in 2. Okay. Hey, that's probably even more difficult because you're a longer way out.
I guess not really. You can have a par 3 that's like 200 yards.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. And how far you hit the ball, you streaking the course anyway.
Depending on what you were playing from, yeah.
All right. So tell us the Tiger Woods story.
So you probably know this. Tiger Woods was really good friends with John Smoltz.
Yep.
So, John Smoltz, Maddox, Glavine, all those guys were big golfers when they played. And Tiger was really good friends with him. So we were in spring training and we were at Disney, which the Braves, I don't know if they still have their spring training there, but that's where they had it. And we were playing against the Braves and Tiger was there with Smoltz. And they were taking batting practice, and then Tiger got in to take batting practice, and we were out there talking to him, and it was not pretty. And I said to Tiger, I was like, a little harder when that ball's moving, ain't it? He laughs and goes, yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Now, let me ask you, because I've been to a few tournaments that Tiger played in, and I've been as close from here to this lamp that's to my left. Was he approachable, and what was the energy or the vibe that he gave off? Because sometimes you see these athletes and they become almost mythical, and sometimes you get a little stage fright and you don't really know how they're going to be. So because you've had that interaction, how would you categorize it or characterize it?
I think it was probably a little bit different for me because that atmosphere that we had going on, it was a professional atmosphere. So I'm in a professional sport. So, he probably didn't take it as just a fan talking to him or whatever. But I think he seemed very cool, down to earth. So like he never, some people give you like something like that, but no, he seemed cool.
I call it the big eyes and little U syndrome.
And sometimes it's tough, and I talk about this a lot of times. People don't understand the athlete. They see it from their own perspective. So you got people that say, "Oh, this guy's a jerk because he didn't sign my autograph," or he walked right past me, or whatever. But they're just seeing it from their perspective, right?
Yes.
They don't see it from the athlete's perspective. They don't know if he just signed 100 autographs, and then at you he was done. He just signed 100, so he's done now. He's walking in, but now he passes you and doesn't sign one. Now he's a jerk. He's a dick or whatever because he didn't sign mine. Like at some point, when do you have to stop signing? You
can't. That's true.
Or sometimes I've seen it happen. People come up to people when they're eating with their family. Can I take a picture? Can I have an autograph? And then the person's like, no, I'm with my family eating or something. And that person's labeled that, oh, he's a jerk. He's a blah, blah, blah. So people only see things from their perspective.
That's true.
That's the hard part to get across to people.
And primarily when they get in their feelings about something too.
Yeah, and when you're looking at that from your perspective, like I said, you don't notice that he just signed 75 autographs already. And then he's got to go. He's got to go in and get ready for the game, or he wants to go home for the night. He just had a long game, or the game they lost in double overtime or whatever, and then he doesn't want to sign, or they just see it as me.
Yes,
it's your sign for me.
Got you. Makes sense.
I always try to enlighten people on that, because they're like, oh, this guy Bonds was terrible. I was like, no, he's never terrible to me. So I can only judge by what
that's a great point.
He was awesome to me.
Yes.
So
that's a great point.
Terrible, I can only judge by the way I get treated by people.
100%. I understand that. Yep. So Glenn, I want to thank you for coming on Driver the Wedge.
And thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure. Having known you for a long time, I had the pleasure of meeting you a couple weeks ago, getting out with you, having a conversation, taking walks up the fairway together. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Oh, most definitely. I'm out there.
I stole something from you that you didn't know that I stole. I told Troy about it, but and next when we get together, you'll see how I implemented it. I'm gonna tell you this is what I got from watching you.
Oh, a little tip from watching me. Okay.
Yeah, of course, 100%. I call it running with characteristics.
Hey,
I
son,
steal things all the time.
all you have to do is ask. I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
Yeah, but sometimes you can learn through observation too.
This is true. That's why I like playing with better people sometimes, because then I'm like, ooh, okay, that's what they do. All right.
I'm a big proponent of that. 100%. A big proponent of, because that's like anything in life. If you surround yourself with people better than you, my grandmother used to say, surround yourself with people smarter than you, or you're gonna be as dumb as dumb. So
yeah, my dad used to say, if you're the smartest in your group, you need to get new friends.
That's true. So, all right, Glenn, anything else you want to share before we conclude?
No, man, that's it.
Okay, giving you thanks. So at this point, we're going to conclude Driver the Wedge. I want to thank everyone for sharing in this experience to grow our golf culture. I humbly ask that if you like and benefit from Driver the Wedge contents, that you subscribe, like, and share. I sign off by saying, if you want to get better in golf, let's get better in life. So thanks, Glenn. Look forward to seeing you, interacting with you. You do as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right.